Chapter 4. Daniel was late. He jogged barefoot down the winding stone path between palm trees, still buttoning his linen shirt, sand clinging to the back of his calves. The sun had just begun to rise, a sliver of fire cracking open the sky, and the jungle birds were already in full chorus. He was late for yoga. Worse, he was late for Luna. It had been 5 days since the waterfall. 5 days of early morning yoga and lazy afternoons. Hikes, shared laughter, secret glances. On day 3, they'd kissed under a banyan tree after he'd made a terrible joke about enlightenment and fruit bats. It was warm and unhurried and completely unlike anything Daniel had ever experienced. Now, everything felt different. Lighter. Unpredictable. Like his life had veered off its carefully charted course into something wild and unknowable. And he wasn't entirely sure if that thrilled or terrified him. He arrived at the yoga deck just as the class was ending. Students were rising from savasana, rolling up their mats, speaking in hushed tones. The sky above them glowed soft orange, and Luna stood at the front, hands in prayer at her chest. Daniel stopped at the edge of the platform, catching his breath. She saw him, smiled, and for a second the whole world seemed to slow down, until he saw the man standing beside her. Tall, tan, ridiculously good-looking in a way that seemed both curated and entirely effortless. He had a guitar slung over one shoulder and was holding a fresh coconut in the other. He handed it to Luna with a grin that spoke of long familiarity. Daniel's heart sank. "Daniel," Luna said, walking over, her smile easy. "I was wondering if you'd show up." "I overslept," he said. "Late night." She nodded. "This is Bodhi." Of course it was. Bodhi turned and gave Daniel a lopsided surfer bro nod. "Yo, heard you're the New Yorker trying not to break yourself in yoga." Daniel forced a smile. "Trying's generous." Luna glanced between them. "Bodhi's been in Lombok for a few months, teaching meditation at a surf retreat. He came back early to help with the solstice ceremony tomorrow." "Solstice ceremony?" Luna beamed. "Big event. Music, fire, intention setting under the stars. A kind of spiritual reset." "Sounds," Daniel searched for a neutral word, "festive." Bodhi clapped him on the shoulder. "Stick around, man. You might just find your cosmic rhythm." Daniel's smile tightened. "I'll put that on my calendar." As the class dispersed, Luna gave him a curious look. "Everything okay?" "Yeah," he said too quickly. "Just caught off guard." She hesitated. "Bodhi and I go way back. We taught here together when I first moved to Bali. He's like," "Let me guess, a brother," Daniel said, trying not to sound bitter. Her smile flickered. "No, not a brother." "Oh, he was something else. Once." There it was. Daniel nodded slowly. "Right." Luna stepped closer, touching his arm. "It's not what you think." But Daniel didn't answer. He only gave a tight nod and excused himself, claiming he had work emails to catch up on. A blatant lie. By the time he made it back to his bungalow, he was in a spiral. Of course Luna had a past. Of course someone like her would have someone like him in her life. Someone who seemed so effortlessly spiritual, so of this place. Daniel felt like a tourist not just in Bali, but in her world. And if he was honest, he'd known this would happen. He wasn't cut out for paradise. He'd dipped a toe into this strange, beautiful life, but he didn't belong in it. He didn't speak its language. Luna did. Bodhi was its language. That evening, Zoe found him nursing a third bintang on the terrace, the bottle sweating in the humid dusk. "So," she said, plopping down beside him, "what's your damage?" He exhaled, staring into the jungle. "Bodhi." "Ah, the human hemp necklace." Daniel didn't smile. Zoe poked him. "Come on, don't do this." "Do what?" "Sabotage. Retreat. Curl up in your Manhattan shell. I'm not. You are. You like her. A lot. And she likes you. She liked me, past tense, before he showed up looking like a barefoot Greek god. Zoe rolled her eyes. You don't know anything about their relationship. She told me he used to be something. Everyone has a something. You think you don't come with baggage? Daniel, you're a workaholic who flinches when someone mentions feelings. And yet she still kissed you, in a jungle, under a tree, like something out of a Nicholas Sparks fever dream. He groaned. I'm not equipped for this. No, she said. But maybe that's the point. Maybe this isn't about being equipped. Maybe it's about being open. He said nothing, just swirled the beer in his hand. Zoe softened. She's not asking you to move here, you know. She's just asking you to show up. For her. For yourself. The jungle hummed around them. Cicadas, frogs, wind through leaves. And somewhere far off, the soft strum of a guitar. Daniel didn't sleep that night. He lay awake in his bungalow, the ceiling fan spinning shadows over the whitewashed walls, thinking. Thinking of Luna's laugh, of the way she tilted her head when she listened, of how she'd made him jump off a cliff and land somewhere he hadn't known existed inside himself. And now? Now there was a choice. The solstice ceremony was tomorrow night. One more leap, one final breath before the plunge. He could show up or disappear. 1 foot in Bali, 1 foot in New York, and no more room to stand in between.